Well, hello there everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rocketcraft Season 2 with me, DJ Haribo. So, we are starting this episode off in my favourite place. It's the Nether. We're in the Nether. That should be obvious from all the lava. And specifically, we're at the Fortress Farm because I've AFK'd this thing overnight and I've come back and there's like all these magma cubes everywhere. And they seem to be stuck in there and filling up the mob cap and making this farm completely broken. And it never used to do that until that recent update a couple of weeks ago. This didn't happen. I don't know what they've changed. Often Mojang will tweak things and not put it in the changelog, and there's something happening with the magma cube spawning in the Nether, or specifically in fortresses that they've adjusted or something. But either way, it is a problem. And it's a problem that I now need to find a solution for.
And modern problems require modern solutions.
Exactly. So I think I have, with a little bit of tinkering, come up with something that is going to actually fix this problem of magma cubes in the Trident Killers here. So we've sort of brought it back a spot so that they've got somewhere to land on, and then these pistons here are going to push them into the Trident Killer. And that is the plan that I'm hoping is going to work. So I've tinkered with the middle chamber, and yeah, it looks like this should work. Whoops! Hang on, bear with me. Oh, I can't even be bothered to get that block back. Right, so like I say, that is the middle one done. So I'm just going to quickly talk you through exactly what I did to change it on this one here. So here's that little sort of extra shelf that I said about that's just above the Trident Killer level. So what we're going to do, we're going to just bust out a few of these blocks here and try not to fall in the lava lake. That wouldn't be good. So we're just going to put a couple of builder blocks there, a couple of pistons, and we need to get rid of these as well. Now, so what we're doing is basically just running it off of the redstone for the actual Trident Killer itself, and as the Trident Killer redstone signal is going round and round, it's going to send a pulse to these pistons, but they will be alternated as well. So just got to carefully place this on the edge of the redstone like so that we can run it up into the piston. Same on this one. This one is the one that's like permanently on when you turn the lever on, so that will do that, but that's fine. The redstone runs into the pistons just like so, because that's a weird Bedrock thing. And then we put some glass there to stop the baby magma cubes being able to glitch out through the side there into that little gap. And that's pretty much all there is to it. That's the solution I've come up with, and hopefully it's gonna work. And how do I get out of here? It's always fun working on little confined spaces, isn't it? So that's that, and then just block this up. Like so, like so. And that should be the second one done as well. So we've done the middle and the second. And as you can see, yeah, the pistons are pushing around, like they're sort of alternating. So any magma cubes that now spawn in this thing, they should, you know, sort of, they'll glitch and break themselves up from the giant one in like the solid blocks, and then the smaller ones will then land and get pushed down. So let's see if we can see that in action. Yes, there we go. We've got on the one on the left, we've got a giant magma cube that's spawned in. It's glitched into the blocks and is suffocating itself, and then the smaller ones have all fallen inside the killing chamber. That's brilliant. So I'm just gonna watch this for a moment or two, just see if I can spot any others. But I will have to AFK this thing overnight and give it a real good test. But so far, mostly just magma cubes, a couple of wither skellies. Oh, blazes. But yeah, it seems to be working. We don't seem to be having any build up of magma cubes, which is obviously very, very bad for this farm, because, you know, spawn rates on Bedrock are very precious, and we don't get great ones, so can't allow things like magma cubes to be just, you know, sitting there hogging up the mob cap, because we'll just get nothing in this farm. And you know, I hate to waste an overnight AFK session on anything and actually not produce much at all. So that is great. So we've fixed that solution, but we've got another problem that we need to solve, and that is the problem of experience. Well, that is one problem. We need experience because we don't have the furnaces anymore, the cheaty furnaces. But there's also a farm that I would like to build that I've never built before. So we're back over at the little Mushroom Island sort of temporary sort of permanent base. And I don't know if you remember back when we first started over here, many episodes ago, there is an ocean monument over here, right next to the iron farm, and it's just below where my AFK fish farm was that I never use anymore, but it's good sort of early game stuff. So as you can see, I've laid out all of these sea lanterns here underneath the iron farm in a vain attempt to try and stop the drowns from spawning while I'm AFK over at this thing and taking up the mob cap. But as you can see, they still seem to be spawning in there. I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know, is it the grid pattern that I've laid out? Is there like a tiny little spot in the middle there that they can still spawn in where it's dark enough? I don't know. Either way, it's really annoying. And so we're going to have to come up with some other solution, like slabbing the entire floor or something. But anyway, that is a problem for another time, because this is what we're here to deal with today. We're going to be doing something with this ocean monument finally. We're going to try and make a guardian farm, which is something that I have never made on Bedrock before. Back in the day, on the PS4 version, which is practically the same as Java, I did make a guardian farm, and it was really good. But it required a lot of draining, and it was quite a lot of work to set up. But once it was set up, it was amazing. Bedrock guardian farms are very different, very different. And if you've never seen one before, if you're a Java player watching this, then you're going to be like, what the heck is this? By the time I finish with this, you're going to be like, what on earth is that? How is that a guardian farm? But trust me, yeah, Bedrock is weird. And yeah, it would just be nice to do something with this ocean monument finally. It's been a while since I built a farm. I'm having farm withdrawal symptoms, so give me a break. I want to build a farm. And yeah, so I thought this would be the perfect thing to do. But we've got a lot of preparation to do, and yeah, the iron farm's working away, you can hear that. Right, so I've laid out the grid pattern. I told you it was going to get weird, didn't I? Yeah, so this is the actual grid pattern that you need to mark out. Starting in the northwest corner, you can work out where exactly all the spawning spots are for an ocean monument. Now, in Bedrock, structures such as this and witch farms and fortresses and stuff like that in the nether, they all have hard-coded spawning spots, which are specific spots in the structure that mobs will actually spawn in, unlike in Java where they'll just spawn anywhere really. So as you can see, there is a lot of guardians around here. They're looking very angry and they know that I'm up to something. So there are 25 of these hard-coded spawning spots, and like I say, you start in that corner there, you work out the grid pattern here, and then lay out a little walkway across everything so that you can do it all. But I will link in the description the person whose farm I'm using for this. Is the grid pattern is a standard thing, like no matter whose farm you're making, that'll always be the same, like whether it's Silent Whisperers or anyone else's. But this one in particular was done by someone else that plays on Truly Bedrock, Slack Lizard. And there are a few farms like this that are sort of similar to the one that I'm going to be making. But his one, I thought, you know, it was a really good tutorial and it was perfect for what I want. It's not going to be like mega, because we're not going to be making use of all 25 of these spawning spots. The plan for mine is that we're just going to be making use of the 4 that are on this corner here. You see, like this, the 4 in this square here. We're just going to use those ones, but then we're going to block off all the other ones. Like this is what we're doing with all of them. So if you build down like solid blocks on all of these spots from like top to bottom of the structure of the ocean monument, nothing will be able to spawn in it. So we've just got to do that for all 25 of them, basically. So as long as there's solid blocks filling up those gaps, like in those spots from top to bottom, nothing will spawn. And while I was dismantling this ocean monument, I found another sponge room that I didn't even know was here. So that's nice, because we are going to need the sponges later on down the line. I already have a bunch, but more sponges is always a good thing, isn't it? You know, and I can't believe I hadn't even found this sponge room before. But anyway, we now have filled in every single block of those 25 spawning spots. And excuse me, Mr. Drown, I am trying to do a video here. Go away. So, as you can see, there are no more guardians. None at all. Like, they won't be spawning at all here because they have nowhere to spawn anymore. Which is exactly my plan. That is precisely what I wanted to do. We're still getting like the squid and the fish and the occasional drown, because the drown seem to be able to spawn no matter what light level they're in. But yeah, so my plan is to remove this entire ocean monument because I don't need it. Just don't need it. And, you know, the blocks might come in useful, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, as you can see, the drowned are just taunting me in the background there. They're still spawning, no matter how much light I put down there. But anyway, this is the box that we're going to be building around the 4 spawning spots that we're going to be making use of in this farm. So I've got a little bit of a box outline going on here. And as you can see, I have destroyed the monument completely. Like, it is gone. It's history now. The monument is no more. As you can see. But I left the outline of the base there with just slabs, prismarine slabs, just so I know where it used to be. I don't need to take out the entire floor, but it would be handy to have a record of exactly where this monument used to be. But anyway, this is the box that we're going to be building up, and to be honest, it doesn't actually need to go much higher than where it already is. We'll probably put a roof on it at about this level, slab that roof so that no drowns will spawn on it, and then we will begin the process of getting our many sponges and drying this thing out, which is probably going to take a little while. Right, so I'm sure you all know how much fun it is to use sponges in Minecraft, don't you? Yes. Well, this room here needs to be completely dried out, and we need to be able to have space in here to be able to build 4 trident killers for each of these drop chutes. So we're just going to spam Jesus out of the sponges and hope that we can just get as many water sources as removed as possible. There's going to be one up there as well. So yeah, this will take a little while, this process, but I have a lot of sponges and I'm not afraid to use them. But I like to sort of start at the top and work my way down. Hopefully we'll get the top layer done shortly. Come on, how many sponges do you need? Bloody hell. There we go. Right, I think still not quite got every single bit of water cleared from the top. So yeah, you're probably going to be able to work out that this is going to take a lot of sponges to do this entire room in one go. You could make it really easy for yourself and section it out with sand but there you go. That's how many sponges it took. That was about nearly 4 stacks, 3 stacks, something like that. I'd just broken into the 4th stack. So yeah, and it's got really dark all of a sudden because we've lost the conduit effect. Anywho, sometime later, we have 4 trident killers, and they're pretty simple. You know, a trident killer is just a little circuit of redstone going around forever, infinitely, with the observers and the pistons. Really simple, and yeah, just basically built it below the drop chutes of where the guardians are going to be spawning in. So they'll just spawn in some water up the top there, and then they'll just literally just plop down because they just float down when they don't have a target. And as you can see here, I've got the tridents in place. I've used glass panes here so that will allow the items and the XP to flow through them. And then we've got to build a giant sorting system down here for all of the drops, and allow the XP to reach me as well, because we don't want that building up. So we've done that now, and now it's time to actually break those blocks that are stopping the guardians from spawning. The ones that I'm like this one here, like I'm stood on. And once we've broken these blocks, then they're going to be able to spawn. So it's quite scary. But obviously we need a button somewhere down here, and then we'll place water above that once we get down. So I'm going to just dig all the way down. I had to just quickly count, 3 blocks down there. And let's just get out of here if we can. Right, and the next step is to place the tridents back in, because otherwise the guardians are not going to get killed by anything. I'm putting 2 impaling 5 tridents in here because that will absolutely destroy the guardians. Guardians have a lot of health, as mobs in Minecraft go, so impaling 5 tridents will hopefully destroy them very, very quickly, especially 2 of them, because you can have times when there's going to be multiple guardians in that trident killer at a time. So we need 2 tridents basically. So all we've got to do now is just place some water up the top here, like so. Do it 1 block down, and then we'll just cover that up like that, and that's pretty much it. We'll put a slab on that later on down the line, but for now that's pretty much it. So I've done that for all of them now, and they're not spawning in just yet because we are too close. Well, we need to. Our AFK spot is going to be down further down where the sorting system is down there. So I'm hoping that the XP is going to be able to reach me no problem down there, because it won't be good for the game if it doesn't. It's going to back up and lag eventually. And as you can see here, I've built a sorting system. It's fairly, rudimentary. It's just 5 different sorters, and we're separating out all the shards and the crystals, which we want to keep, and we're going to keep the heads as well. And then we're going to send all the fish to the burning system, because we don't want fish. That's just rubbish. We've got enough cod, raw cod, to last us a lifetime in this game. So hopefully, roughly where I'm stood is about where the AFK spot should be. Roughly. So I've switched the burning system on. I've chucked a few fish in there just to make sure that it's going to work, but it seems to be working no problem. Yeah, because like I say, I've got tons and tons of fish, don't need it, it's rubbish. And yeah, sorting system seems to be filtering them out okay, and we are getting some guardians up there because they're trying to attack me with their laser beams, but the XP is sort of stuck there on that side. I had to build one side of it slightly differently to the other because of where the item sorting system was. On that side it seems to be flowing out nice and smoothly, the XP, but may have to jiggle things around a little bit and move things about to be able to make it work so that the XP can flow to me, because we want to get some XP out of this thing as well, because the drops is one thing. I like the drops. Who doesn't love sea lanterns? They are one of the nicest lighting blocks in the game. But the XP is one of the main things we need because of the problem with getting XP in Bedrock now. So, yeah, hopefully this farm is going to be able to solve that. I don't know how quick it will be, but yeah, we do need to change that, because that is a problem. Yeah, as you can see, it's just sort of caught there on the corner of the glass. So I'm sure it'll be the same on that side. Yes, yeah. The XP just wants to take the most direct route to the player, and it can't get to me at the moment. And yes, I apologise for the noise coming from the trident killers. They are very loud. How do you get out? I don't know. Well, I'm still trying to work out some sort of system here where I can get in and out of there in case I need to pick up the tridents. Trapdoors might be the solution, but I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, that is the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun building a Guardian farm for the first time on Bedrock. It's really simple, and like I say, check out Slack Lizard's video for this, his tutorial. Really easy. And there's another goddamn drowned out there. They are just doing my head in, the drowns. I just can't stop them spawning, so I'm gonna go back to the drawing board with that one. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you for another episode of Rocketcraft very soon. Take care, and bye for now.